What does endless caregiving really feel like? For decades, Yui watched over her daughter Yiqing, braving sleepless nights and boundless worry. When she discovered Falun Dafa, everything changed, bringing lasting calm, improved health, and moments of real happiness. Their story is about hope, restoring exhausted hearts, and how one spiritual practice gently rewrote their daily lives. If you know the weight of loving persistence, this story is for you. What must life be like for a mother who stays by her epileptic child's side, caring for her day and night for decades? To many, it might seem like an overwhelming burden and endless toil. Yet through practicing Falun Dafa, Yue Chen found a different answer. This is her story. Yue, 68 this year, is a retired teacher. Her many years of teaching allowed her to enjoy a stable and simple life, but her main responsibility was not in the classroom, but with her daughter Yiqing. When Yiqing was not yet 4 months old, doctors informed Yue that her daughter had epilepsy. Despite thorough examinations, no cause was identified. After the 6th grade, her seizures became more severe and unpredictable. To keep her daughter safe, Yue rarely left her side. Even trips to the restroom required careful planning, and when in public, she always held Yiqing's arm firmly. Yue recalled, "We had to move in sync, never far apart, because if anything happened, I needed to be there to catch her immediately." She added, "I ran around seeking medical help and treatment for my daughter. Every day, I felt like there was a stone in my chest and my throat was blocked, yet I couldn't cry. When you've reached the breaking point, you simply can't cry." Ye is a Reppers. Divine guidance. In 2002, a colleague recommended that she attend a summer teacher training camp focused on life education. During the 5-day event, in addition to expert-led lectures on physical and mental well-being, participants were also taught the 5 Falun Dafa exercises. On the 2nd day of the retreat, when Yue closed her eyes to rest at noon, she saw a pair of exceptionally clear, large eyes with long, curled lashes blinking. I turned my head left and right, yet those large eyes continued to watch me. At the time, I didn't know what this phenomenon was, but I didn't feel afraid. Instead, I felt exceptionally calm. Later, after reading Zhuan Falun, Yue realized this was a vision that can appear when opening the celestial eye, which deepened her faith in Falun Dafa. At the time, Yue commuted 126 kilometers daily with her daughter. The financial strain and heavy workload led her to enroll in Falun Dafa teacher training camps for 3 consecutive years, seeking relief from her physical and mental exhaustion. Yet after each session concluded, she still had to return to the grueling life of juggling family and work demands. Yue said, "One day, I felt completely drained, with no strength left to carry on. I realized that I couldn't go on like this. I had to take cultivation seriously, not just participate in workshops." So, in 2005, she took the initiative to find a Falun Dafa 9-day study and exercise course near her home. She learned the exercises in their entirety and listened attentively to the 9-day lectures. Master's teachings touched her heart with every word, bringing an unprecedented sense of ease and stability. Ye recalled, "When others introduced me to different practices before, I always felt restless inside and was unable to sit still, wanting the session to end quickly. But during the 9-day course, my mind was profoundly calm and at peace. Everything felt so natural and serene. I knew that I was on the right path. This was where I wanted to walk." Transformation of body and mind. Shortly after completing the 9-day course, she had a unique experience. Yue recalled, One cold night, my daughter and I were both wearing long sleeves and covered with thick quilts, yet I felt hot all over. Later, while studying the Fa, I realized that Master was bestowing blessings upon me, purifying and cleansing my body. Before learning Falun Dafa, she often experienced throbbing pain at the back of her head, felt suffocating pressure in her chest that made it hard to breathe, and suffered frequent stabbing pains in her back. Her immune system was also out of balance, causing her to catch colds frequently. Sometimes, these symptoms lasted for 6 or 7 months. My colleagues even worried that I might have cancer and urged me to go to the hospital for tests. She has undergone a remarkable transformation since learning Falun Dafa. My entire body feels as if it's been illuminated by Dafa. The eczema, athlete's foot, and chronic skin condition that plagued me for years have all healed completely and haven't come back. I catch colds much less often, and all my other ailments have vanished. As her body regained health, her mental state also transformed. Yue shared, "In the past, facing life's hardships, I was so overwhelmed with sorrow that I couldn't even cry. I felt an indescribable pressure every single moment. Now, even though I'm just as busy, every day is filled with joy and contentment. It's like being reborn. I'm constantly filled with hope." Having personally experienced the wonders of Falun Dafa, Yue wanted to share its benefits with more people. So she used her life savings money she had scrimped and saved over the years to buy her first home. She then cleared out the living room to create a space for the 9-day workshops. She said, "Being able to practice with my daughter every day is truly the happiest time of my life, so I really hope more people will learn about Falun Dafa." Daughter's changes. Yi Qing is 36, yet her intellectual capacity was at the level of a 5 or 6-year-old. However, since learning the practice and cultivating with her mother, she has gradually shown surprising improvements. During her school years, Yi Qing was her teacher's biggest concern, needing constant supervision. However, after practicing Dafa, her physical condition steadily improved. Her seizures nearly disappeared, and she displayed exceptional rhythm, winning first place in a national drumming competition for students with disabilities. In her daily life, Yi Qing has also made significant progress. Whenever there are group study sessions or 9-day courses, she always comes downstairs early to help open the door, press the elevator button, and guide everyone up, one by one. She consistently performs these seemingly simple tasks with exceptional care. Yi Qing always turns to the right page in books like Zhuan Falun or any of the Fa teachings, and reads and recites the Fa along with everyone else. Yi Qi shared with a smile, "If I recite with her, I have to concentrate fully, otherwise I might even lose to her." Yi Qing studies the Fa with everyone. Yi Qing's disposition became more stable through practicing Dafa. In the past, she often suppressed her emotions, struggled to express herself verbally, and was reluctant to cooperate with adults. When her temper flared, it could last an entire afternoon. But now, whenever Yue gently reminds her, "Yi Qing, remember to practice truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance," she smiles, lets the anger go, and quickly regains her composure. One day, she suddenly hugged Yue and said, "Thank you, Mom, for making me so smart." When Yue accidentally bumped into something and was startled, she would immediately remind her, "Mom, you should quickly recite, Falun Dafa is good, truthfulness, compassion, forbearance is good." In the past, she only interacted with 2- or 3-year-old children. Now, she actively cares for children of different ages. She always saves the best food for her mother and reminds her to be careful when riding the bike. Years after graduating, teachers who hadn't seen Yi Qing for a long time often expressed surprise when they saw her again. "Is this really Yi Qing? She looks so different." Others praised Yue. "How did you manage to raise Yi Qing so well?" At such moments, Yue knows deep down that none of this was her doing. It was Master's compassion and the power of Dafa. Looking back on her journey, the mountains of pressure and hardship appear as steps toward returning to her true self. With gratitude, Yue says, "Thank you, Master, for giving me a new life and showing my daughter and me a bright path. Without embarking on cultivation, I don't know what my and my daughter's lives would have been like. Now I can balance life, work, and cultivation, a state I never thought I would reach. I sincerely hope that others who, like me, once faced life's hardships will come to understand Falun Dafa. May they, too, experience its beauty and attain true happiness." To learn more about Falun Gong, its practice, and its story in China, check the links and resources below. If this family's journey touched you, please subscribe, like, and share. Your support helps more people find uplifting stories and valuable information.